One of the questions we need to answer is who should read the book? Well, in my opinion, everybody. And if you're watching this video, you should be reading the book. Everybody should be reading the book. However, let's get to reality, shall we? First of all, any IT service management professional that's working with or considering working with ITIL, or even isn't even considering working with ITIL, but would like to understand how to build a service management function. So IT service management professionals, they'd be right up the front. Now, anybody who's considering implementing ITIL v3, to me, this is a very important read because it's all about that word implementing. It's not about understanding all the processes. That's obviously important. It's about implementing. And project leaders, anybody who's a project leader that's either implementing ITIL or maybe influenced by ITIL being implemented on their project, then to me this is a good book to give you an overview of where it's happening and what's happening, because it does give a good picture of how ITIL fits together. It's not concentrating on the little processes, but how it all fits together. And of course, if you do have an ITIL project, the project team members also need to read the book. So because the project leader and the project team members need to be in synchronization. I also think, strangely, that IT service managers, whether they're in charge of implementing ITIL or not, should look at this book as part of their reading, because it does give a good management overview of how ITIL fits together, particularly the mapping part. The mapping part where I look at the different kind of processes and how they fit together, that's a very important part for management. Planners, people that are doing future long-term planning, if you're looking at 2, 3, 5-year plans, then it's extremely important that you read a book like this, because it will help you say, well, we can only do this number in 3 years. We can't do all of them in 3 years, and it gives you a chance to plan. One of the things I found when I discussed this with a few people, particularly one very senior IT manager and CIO, said, I need to see a book like this. I need to understand what my people are doing. I need to understand how it all fits together. It's not that I'm divorcing the reality. It's very difficult when you have a huge IT shop if you can't get close to the team. So it gives me a perspective. And there may be other IT professionals who are affected by it or involved in or even working on the processes. It would be good reading there too, because it will give them a perspective. I'm working in one piece, let's say change management. How do I fit in with all these other ones around here, like capacity and availability and maybe contingency planning? How does it all fit together? I need to know where I fit in the world. If I understand where I fit in the world, I'm better. And of course, the others as well are the independent consultants and trainers, or those that work for large companies that are doing consultancy and training. It's also a very important book for them to read, so they understand how it all fits together. So who should read the book? I believe anybody who's working in IT service management or manages IT service management, or is the manager of IT service management, or anybody who's affected by IT service management and IT. All of these should look at this book and say, there's bits in it in here that are going to really, really help me.